Yeah. Welcome to West Coast Reactive Podcast, number one independent podcast in the world. I need you to go to westcoastreactive.com, number one independent website in the world. Why, you ask? Because it's me, Big Silencer, DJ Heavenly, Jaron Draws, and the whole family. Tune in, stay active, don't miss out, get some merch, freshen up. Summertime's coming. We need to stay busy. Much love to y'all. Hit the subscribe button, like, share, do all that good stuff, and get at me. Yeah. Man, it's an honor and a blessing, We got USA made, veteran owned, Jefro's Botanicals.com in the building. How you doing, good sir?
I'm good. How are you?
Man, I'm blessed. Like I said, it's an honor, man, because the way we met, we were at a cannabis festival and my feet were killing me. And I just had gotten off stage, and that lifestyle is kind of crazy already, just running through events and carrying all your equipment and this setting up your merch. You literally told me, "Hey man, take a seat," and you pulled out a cream and you rubbed the bottom of my heels. And I was walking around the whole day pain free.
That's what I expect. That's cool.
And what's even cooler is I've never had another man say, "Hey, sit down here. I'm gonna rub your feet for you real quick and take away your pain." Not even my brother, not my cousin, not even my kids want to do that type of stuff. My wife has to do everything, man. And I am grateful for you that day too, man. I've been talking about you ever since, and it's an honor to have you on the podcast today. So let's just jump on into it. Who are you? Where do you come from? And how did you get into the industry?
Oh, I'm Jarrett St. Amand. I'm from Flint, Michigan. I graduated Grand Blanc High School in 91. I went to the Marine Corps. And in 91 to 95, I went to Somalia, Operation Restore Hope with the 15th MEU. We're on a big old ship called USS Tripoli. We got to go around the world. I hit about 13 countries, went around the world twice. We're in Operation Restore Hope, Somalia, the very first guys to land. And then we did a couple of deals where it was written in a book by my lieutenant, When the Tempest Gathers. It's a book out. And that was written in 2019 during COVID. And he had called me and asked me about some of the stuff that I remembered happening during one of the raids and stuff. And so he had wrote about that and about ISIS and about Afghanistan. And then it ended up being the number one bestseller for about a year and a half. So anyways, so after I got out of the service, we'll just fast forward to around 2013. I had a tumor that I didn't know about. My eye had blown out, and my tumor went through and pushed my eye out of my face, and it sucked back in my face.
Oh my God.
So I went to surgery at the VA with the number one surgeon in the world, and it failed. They missed 10%. So it came back 3 months later. I pretty much every time I coughed or sneezed, I thought I would die. And my post-op surgery was like 3 months, like I said. So I go into there and he tells me that I have to do surgery to remove a quarter of my face off. And then he said, "Don't worry, we have the best surgeons in the world, but we have to do this because we have to be able to have access to the tumor because the cerebral plate's so thin that if I blow again, I could die or I get lucky and, it goes out again, doesn't go up." So during that time, it really freaked me out. I was going through some stuff during a relationship. And then after that, it all ended. I ended up moving over to a shop, and a gentleman had helped me. He sent me over an email with 3 CBD companies on it. So I went and looked them up. I learned about CBD, and I decided that would be something cool I'd work with. So I went to Harvest dispensary here in Tempe, Arizona. I live in Scottsdale, but we had in Harvest, And I ended up picking up this other company, CBD Wellness, and I tried it and I started passing it out pretty much to everybody. So once that happened, it seemed like it was like an opportunity to start helping people because people were seeing relief. Even my aunts, I sent them jars of their stuff. And so after that happened, I found out that you know how this industry is. They have problems with people, and they rob stuff, formulas, and I guess they had a problem. And I was ended up going to sell their stuff because I liked it so much. So because one time I went to Harvest, I ordered like every jar they had on the shelf, and the lady looked at me. She goes, "Why do you buy so many of these?" I said, "Because I like it." She goes, "Well, my husband is suing the kids right now because they stole our formula." And I dropped all of it. I was done. I went and hired a company to make my own stuff, and then fast forward to making it myself because of disappointment again, and having something so beautiful that basically I've given up. Um, we had an opportunity for 120,000 locations for Walgreens, CVS, and GNCs, and because of people's greed, we walk away from things because that wasn't the value that I saw. And
Yeah.
so, you have to be careful who you want to work with. And now today, that's what I do. I'm tied into some of the biggest companies in the country to be able to help out veterans around the world and help out our friends and families and stuff like you. And that's pretty much it. So that's me. I just started making it, and now I make it very, very well. And I'm the only one that makes copper one and CBD in the world like this. So that
You,
first.
uh, for those that don't know, do you want to explain what a CBD product is and what it can do for you and the wellness behind it, and how you mix your product?
Yeah, sure. Oh, CBD is cannabidiol. It's supposed to be like, let's say you're looking at a plant, and the plant goes through a windstorm, and it just breaks in half. Well, CBD the plant's going to freak out, and it's going to lose its balance, and it's going to start stressing out. Well, it'll shoot a vein through the middle of CBD to stop it from stressing out, and it stop the anxiety and just relax it. Say, hey, it's okay. We're going to seal that up there. We'll regrow more. We'll be fine. So that's how I can explain it to us is when we take it, depending upon how you take it. Again, CBD is, some people don't think it works at all. It has no effect, and that's okay. They might not be taking it the right way, or they might not be taking the proper company. I've had people come to me and say, your stuff works, but how come I've been using this other companies for so long? And I'm like, well, who are you using? And then I see the companies, and I'm like, well, this is why. And I'll go look up the companies today and see where they're at. They're gone. So, pure products last and good quality products stand. And I'm here to be the Burt's Bees, and that's what I'm going to be. So,
Man, and you're doing it amazingly because the way you have everything, the approach, you're a full blown entrepreneur. You got the billboards, the signs, you got the people working for you, and you also got the care in your company. A lot of companies just don't have care. I think once you lose that care, that's when you lose the value.
yeah, you have to have a passion to it, though. You can't just go make something expected to be the best. A lot of companies do that, though. They make something and throw it out there and expect it to be because they have a name behind it without having a passion behind it. So, I bring an SOP to a manufacturing company right now that's doing about $208 million a year in non-opioid. Well, I don't want to call them drugs, but I mean it's the way that the world's turning to that because we're having such a big opioid crisis with our veterans, and I just got asked to go on a tour for a 5-state tour for Vet 22 for all what we're losing today, 17 to 22 vets a day. And so if I can stop that from happening, like imagine you right now and the pain you were in. Okay. And now you walked around the rest of the night and you felt great. You had a good time.
Yes,
But
sir.
what if you didn't have that the rest of the night? How would you felt all night? Now you got to go home to your kids. You're in combat. You just got back from tour. You're hurting so bad. You saw horrible stuff, and you got a whole family waiting to see you, and they love you. But now your head's all messed up. And now you're sore, you're in pain, man. But I don't want to tell you that because I'm the vet. I'm going to hold it in because I'm badass, and that's who I am. I'm the Marine. And we don't have a chance to let go of that. So we have to find a way to release. And if I can take away that foot pain from him, walking around all those fields and going through all that stuff, and now he can relax on that, that's one less stress that man has. Let's take away the pain first. and then get back to the emotional value of our families and what we're doing to bond on that mental capacity. I think that's very valuable to think about right now.
Yeah, my wife just said, "Thank you for serving our beautiful country, and also for your innovation in the cannabis and hemp industry."
Thank you. It was a trip I went on, and I appreciate that. Tell her thank you. I'm glad that we all can come together and help each other out. I think it's really good to collaborate and have opportunities for each other to grow, and for you to be where you're at right now and where I'm at right now, and to be on the call is really, to me, is a nice way to show people that you can collaborate any way. And this is a beautiful way to show. One, you're showing me a thank you, and by doing this, which I appreciate, and two, it gives me a chance to tell people about what I did for you, but what I've done for so many others, and what people have done for me to keep me where I'm at. Because this is not easy to keep this going after losses and after failures. I was shut down in 6 months. We did so much. I couldn't even believe how many products we sold. And then I got shut down for my company, and then I had to rethink everything. And I tell everybody, you have to really think about, it's about your wheelhouse. It's who's around you and your pros and cons upon or each person that's around you and each business that you have. You have to take perspective at each one and understand their values and rate each one, so you can make sure that either you can help them grow or you have to let them on the road. You know what I mean?
Right.
There's time you have to figure out what you have to cut and what you don't. And for me, it was about cutting out the slack of people that didn't believe in me. And I had to really believe in myself. And if you believe in yourself and you have the passion towards what you do and you love what you do, no one's going to stop you, man. I mean, I got everything on my side right now. We have facilities now. We have distribution. We have opportunity. NSER Coins right now is helping our company grow. They're offering 500 free crypto tokens, insurance backed, for any person that joins their company. And I think that that was like a phenomenal, to tell me that you get free crypto because I don't know anything about it. And now I want to learn about it. They're going to teach you about it, put you into it. Then they put you into a store. There's multiple stores we have coming on. One example is Dollar Store came on board with us with veteransdollarstore.com.
Wow.
This is another way to bring opportunity for veterans to use those coins, and you and first responders to come on board and gain access to product that's cheaper than anywhere else you go because we have specials. We also have 35,000 locations at like 80% discount on all your prescription drugs that we offer. So this is done by some major companies that I've been offered opportunity with, and I'm going to let that shine. So that's why we started Veterans for Healing LLC. And we did that nonprofit in corporation with Veterans for Healing Global, which is in Nova Scotia with Fabian Henry. And he's the one who got me on this path to show my healing in a different way. Touch therapy, like I did with you, is not done very often, but I have to absorb what I give. I'm giving you my love and I'm giving you my healing with cream that's going to be blessed on you, but most people don't have that. You got like a super dose of me, you know, and people don't really realize that it takes that too to make that cream, the time it takes, what we're doing, how I made that, why I come up with this formula, how many formulas I failed to get to where I'm at. Why did I go and make this formula with 1 milligram and now today I have 20 milligrams of copper 1? What is copper 1? So now if we understand what CBD is, we know that CBD is a balancer and stops anxiety and helps us relax a little bit. Let us get back on track, just recalibrate. Now let's talk about copper 1. Is that cool?
Of course. This is your platform tonight, my good sir. Explain to me. You're the teacher and the healer. You're the wizard.
Let's talk about copper 1 and copper 0 and copper 2, if you will.
Yes.
If I can explain it as a penny, and you take a penny and look at it, that's copper 0, solid. And let's say I put that next to a plant on the ground and it started raining, and that penny and that copper 0 oxidized at 29 electrons on the periodic table, right? Copper 0 on the periodic table is Cu with 29. And so what happens when it goes and it oxidizes, it turns into copper 2, like you see on the pipes, like outside your house, where the copper's outside and it turns green and it starts trickling down and crystallizes. So that's called ferric. It's like crystal, like a sand. It's not good for you at all. But what people take that and they grind it up and they put it in your stuff, and you guys are drinking it all the time. And that's not good. You don't want to drink copper 2 So if you have any product right now that has anything that you pour in your water or any kind of drink that has copper in it, and it doesn't say copper one, you're drinking the wrong copper. You're drinking the wrong product. It's going to hurt you. I get this information from mitosynergy.com, MITOSYNERGY. Charlie Barker and family have helped me with this copper one. And when I met him on June 29th of 17 in Denver. And I was in Buckeye at the time. And I went out and met him by not even by chance, just by accident or whatever you want to call it. Nothing's an accident, right? Fate brought us together. And so I'm not going to tell you the story on how, but when he ran up to me and told me that I was a key to change the world, I've never heard anyone say that till after he said that. Then I started getting calls from people around the world. It was really like the craziest thing that's ever happened in my life. And people were calling me and telling me some really crazy things about the uniqueness of each individual and how they magnetize with what they have and how you can put energy out in different ways that you don't realize in what you are and how different you are. So then it has to make you look at yourself and say how you're different and what you made. How do you internalize that and look at yourself and say, if you're a Pleiadian starseed, then how do I use that? And if that's the truth and that's what it's meant to be and that's who I am, then how do I take that to the next level and go global with something so beautiful? And what happens when you magnetize that is that you set your intentions to it. And then all of a sudden it just starts falling into place, man. And because you believe in yourself so much and the people around you that love you and gave you the strength to keep on going, you end up to the platforms that you can go like others that don't even know they have it in them to go the same way. So we have to reach into you and say, you can go there too. And then you pull them up and say, let's go get it. You know, I just watch it. I'm always funny and I want to have fun. And then I get serious. And I thought about Robin Williams and how he passed away and how everyone looked at him and said it was all so bad. It's all suicide. And it was so bad. But we didn't realize the whole thing about that man. We never knew all the stuff he did. He went to Afghanistan 9 times. He went to, I can't remember, somewhere like 6 times. I mean, he traveled to help veterans all over the place. He gave such a legacy for us to look at and say thank you through the USO. And I thought, like, why can't we do that to be able to hand out free creams to veterans and help them heal through their pains right now? They're going through travesties that I saw. And then I got out and went bankrupt in 6 months. Why can't I help those veterans now that got out and don't do the same thing I did? So what I did was I'm talking to the companies right now in corporate, and I asked them to change the way they're doing their program. And if they can add benefit programs and financial programs to these cards and help ability for veterans to have a house where they're tied with a national recognized company that's veteran owned and operated, employee owned. So all veterans get benefits. So most people don't think like that. I tried it. My company went to multi-millions and I shut it down in my electric company with Berkshire Hathaway. I got tired of the pain. That's where my tumor popped. You know, it's like everything was right there telling me I was on the wrong path. I wasn't on the right path. Today, I'm on the right path, just like you saw. You showed up. You told me you were in pain. I proved to you with something out of love. Here we are. That's what I do for everybody around the world. And if I can do it for you, I can do it for anybody. And we go from people like this that's on my stuff that are now baking cakes and doing whatever they want because they believed in me. And that was with 1 milligram, not 20. I've got people right now that had post-COVID that are now non-post-COVID. We use ACE2 receptor in your nasal cavity that can help out too. So that's one of the ways that we're looking at it. I'm not saying that I cure anything. I'm not a doctor. I'd say go talk to your doctors or if you're pregnant or whatever, but I've never, ever had an issue in all my years of doing this with anybody with my creams, not once. Never.
Okay, let's get into that because I got bad sinuses, and you were talking about the nasal right now. How does it affect the nasal cavities, and does it help with allergies and all that?
Yeah, well, it's not just internal; it's external. So nasal cavities, you have to follow your pathogens that come up through your cavities on your forehead because you have 2 that come down into that. That's what I have to learn about because my tumor's behind my eyes called a hemangioma orbital mass. So I had to learn about all the eye muscles and everything about my eye, all the attachments. The ACE2 receptor, so external and then internal through the nasal cavity. the nasal cavity is your last line of defense for your ACE2 receptor to go to all your vital organs in your body. So that's how a virus attaches into it when you snip it through and you pull it in, and it goes through and it attaches to the vital organs, right? So you get the SARS and all that. Well, we see that everybody we worked with, it has gone bye-bye. Even people that had it very, very serious for 3 weeks straight popped out after 4 to 5 hours of putting it in their nose. So I have to find out how to get that approved, because this is going to be a pretty big deal. It helps in different ways. It's been just a phenomenal wave, like psoriasis, eczema, arthritis. We talk about carpal tunnel. A lot of people have carpal tunnel surgery. So let's talk about that. Well, just because you have laser surgery doesn't mean there's no scarring. So then all of a sudden you have post-scarring. Well, then all of a sudden it gets all tight and you can't move the wrist anymore because of scar tissue. Well, our stuff kind of dissipates that. It reactivates the dead cells that are attaching to each other and combining. And then once it does that, they start going back to normal, going to go back into the system, or they fade out. So all of a sudden you have no more scar tissue. Burns, we take away burns. My girlfriend Chantel got burnt the other day on her thumb. We put the cream on right away. She was like freaking out that it didn't hurt. And she was like, I don't understand. She's like, oh, whatever. Just now, I think it was today, she's looking at it and she was like, holy crap. She's like, it just now started coming up as dead skin.
What?
So is that not funny that she didn't talk about it for how many days now? And then all of a sudden it comes up and it just pops up as like it's self-healed. I don't know how to explain this, but when we're going into clinicals now, it's going to be a different story, and people are going to see something that we have created through, help with obviously the copper one. So let's get back into copper one. I'm very sorry about that.
No, for sure. Let's pull up your website for you as well, so people can see what.
Yeah, well, if you talk about, that's copper one in the middle there.
Oh, it is. Okay.
That big old first screen there. That's the powder right there. So that's basically copper one and niacin around it, which is B3, to hold it so it will stabilize and it doesn't oxidize. So what you do is I take this here and I put this into my cream, and I put 20 milligrams of each of that right there in each one of my 2-ounce creams that I have. So can you grab one of my creams, baby, for me, please? One of the, and so that copper right there is produced. And what happens is, when we talked about the penny next to the plant, okay? So you have a penny next to a plant and it rains and it oxidizes. It takes that copper 0 from 29 and it loses 2 electrons down to copper 2, which is copperitis. Look up copperitis and look what it does. It's called toxic poisoning, okay? And it sits in your lipids in your cells in your body, and it can't get into the cell because it's ferric. It's like trying to get into the cell, and the cell won't let it get into the cell. You know what I mean? It's like trying to get into this. I can't put my finger through that, just like copper can't go into your cell and help it. Copper 2 can. Copper 0, what are you going to swallow a penny? What is that going to do? Nothing. Okay, it'll ionize through your body. Actually, copper is good around your wrist. There's different things we can talk about on that. There's a different purpose why that helps, though, because copper produces electricity. So, when you put it in your body, your blood's moving, what's it do? So anyway, so you have now copper 2 is 27 electrons. It's leaking through the earth. It reaches the root system of the plant. It goes through homeostasis, and it donates 1, which puts it, there's no 26 electrons in copper 1. So it gives it 1, which is 28. Copper 2 is now gone. Copper 1 is active, which is kale. If you eat kale or you make the drinks, right, that's your number one focus of the highest amount of copper 1 you can get in a natural plant. Charlie calls it, his name is sun kale, which I think is cool. So anyways, that is copper 1, which is 28 electrons, which goes to your glycol chamber, which is really helps your body. So that's pretty much I help your ATP, which is your core energy. We help out with your immune system. We have people that had strokes that went from 40% recovery rate to 85% recovery rate by taking the copper capsules, BioCopper 1. So we have internal capsules you can take that I have licensed through Maior called BioCopper 1. So that's what I've been working on is the new site that we just put up. This just got made by SM Services, which is my buddy that used to run 420 TV, 420 Live TV with Carl Denali. And so I keep some of my stuff with my buddies. I'm still using them after all these years.
Are these
So
like copper pills you were talking about right here?
yes, those are the copper capsules right now. I'm waiting for a restock on all those. Those are freaking amazing. I've changed so many different people's lives by having the ability to sell those and help people with those. It's just been beautiful. So that's one thing I've done. The battle bomb on the right side, the battle bomb was my introduction of my copper product over to Nova Scotia to Veterans for Healing. So if you look up Veterans for Healing and you hit that QR code on the back, excuse me, that is actually Veterans for Healing Global that we work on together with Fabian and his staff. So I gave a story about why we're here together, why Veterans for Healing is here together, and my next mission, which we started the nonprofit. So that's it. That's pretty much my cream side of it. That's nothing to do with like the THC side and other venues. I have Canagars coming up. They're the first. They're going to be on here. Canagars are coming on, and my Canagars is going to be doing CBD tie sticks, which are going to be pretty dope. So that's it. That's my site. That just got put on today. So it just gives you an idea of what our stuff is. Each item, it tells you about copper one. It tells you about cannabidiol. We use lavender. We use beeswax, shea butter, coconut oil, jojoba, MCT oil. Our terpenes, our vitamin E, and eucalyptus oil. So it's like I just want to give everyone an idea of some of the stuff and why we use it. It's all been one of the most beautiful projects. I started this one day. One day I was on my wall. I was writing Sir Mix-a-Lot, and then I put Tesla's theory, and I wrote 3-6-9, and I bought this big ass, 2 foot by like 8 yards of paper you get at Walmart, and I taped it on my wall because I like to write. And I couldn't read my ingredients, and I wrote them on the wall. And I looked on the wall, and I added each one up, and each one ended in 3, 6, or a 9. So my formula is based on 3, 6, 9, which is basically in vibrational law, which is Tesla's theory. So that's what I believe in. And we won at the Cannabis Awards, by the way, the Phoenix Cannabis Awards on the bottom.
Hey, congratulations on that, by the way. I was going to tell you, that's a big deal.
That was dope. Yep. So, and Sheldon, I thank him for that opportunity there. And then also Las Vegas, where I met you at their award. See that?
Oh, there we go.
That's the award there. Yep. And then we got a little press kit where we got a little press release we did. And then if you go up a little bit more, that's our veteran logo for Veterans for Healing. And that's pretty much it.
Man, that's what's up, man. So you're doing a lot out here. What are some of the struggles that you're facing right now? And what are you looking to do to accomplish over those obstacles in the next 5 to 10 years?
I would say compliance and making sure that they're standardized. That's going to help us a lot to keep everybody on the same level. It's hard to go state to state and have different regulations that hurt. I love you too, T-Dog. I didn't see T-Dog's our artist. He did the art right there. This is T-Dog's art right here. So he's one of our owners. He owns 1% because he does our art. And then he's doing another company, Canagars, and he's doing our Colombian hemp strains right now. So we have Colombian hemp strains that are pretty dope that are coming out that's never been done. We're the first company. We got 200,000 pounds coming of that stuff. So again, the struggles we have right now is regulation, keeping everything on track, making sure manufacturing and shipping comes in so we can have the product ready to go on. It's been really tough with shipping for everything. So I think that's one thing we regulate. We have a really solid firm that's going to be doing all the manufacturing now to take over. So I'm not stressing on that side of it. I think it's building with the right people and having the right structure and not going political. Staying on a path that's equal to all of us so we can stay equal across the board. and make sure it's ran by the people and for the people. That's most important for me.
Yeah, that's what's up. That's what's up. Shout out to T Dog, man. That's a dope ass logo you did for him. We were talking about that earlier. So that's a really cool logo he's got there.
Yeah, thanks to him. It's funny because he didn't know what to type in there. He put Jefro Kush, and my company's Jefro's Botanicals. He's like, "Well, I just went at it and just had fun with it, man. I just really went into it because he's such a hippie. I love him so much." And he's working on the chevron right now. In the background, there's a chevron, so he's building the chevron back for me with my ship. That's the ship I was on, and then that's F-35. So it's like I was trying to be fun with different stuff, and then we put an M1 Abram on the bottom. Uh, and it used to be a weird logo that I had that was done old fashioned, and I wanted to upgrade it to make it more, modern, and then be able to use it for sides and stuff. Anyway, there you go.
What upcoming events are you working at? You have anything coming up?
Yeah, right now we're looking at Chicago and Utah and 3 other states that we're going to be working with. Hopefully, my buddy Randy with NSUR, who's helped us out with Peter and Fabian Henry and all these guys. They're going to be wrapping a truck or a big old bus and taking a big company, a CBD company on, and we're going to jump on board being the first CBD copper one in the world. So that's what we're trying to do is, again, collaborate. And he's talking to them about me and him and bringing the coins on board and helping these veterans, get on a balance. Again, I'm working on pushing NSUR coins for Randy and the veterans to give them a pathway to show them that we have more than just a card. It's going to be a pathway with helping them with discounts. So if there's veterans out there that you need help, they need to get on board with us right away and sign up through us and get going, because that's going to be a path that can set them on their own, getting away from that suicidal tendencies, what we're having right now. A lot of these guys are having too much isolation. So, and they're using their computers. So why can't we open opportunities to them in different ways? So.
No, most definitely, most definitely. And if you ever need my platform, like to reach out, or you want to set up like a meeting, like once a month, something, you can get 100 screens on this TV, and we can talk to them and chop it up.
That'd be so awesome.
For real, like that's what I'm all about, man. Like, I grew up in a real mental health like state family. Everyone's real depressed. Everyone's, I grew up real poverty stricken. I broke both of my feet, broke both of my heels and my ankle, motorcycle accidents, all kinds of stuff. And when you did that for me, man, it really helped me a lot because my feet kill me, and it puts me into like a mind state where I can't even think anymore. And it starts like shocking up my legs to my hips, and then it goes up to my back. And then I feel like I want to die. I told my wife the other day, I said, if we don't get a good million in the next 5 years, I might just sit in a wheelchair and call it a day. Like I need to make it in this, like, I've been a songwriter for 15 years and I've been making music. I'm streaming millions of views right now. We're trying to get all this legal work together. And like, when you really did that for me, it put my mind at focus. I told her, my family grew up using Vicks, like, so if Vicks could become as big as Vicks is, I could see your company being as big as like that, a staple in the world where it's really, but literally helping people, I don't even know what's in Vicks, but you don't
want to know, to be honest. It's not good. All you got to do is go to the ingredients and look them up. I was supposed to go do a hair product for like mixed interracial relationships, fragile hair, brittle hair. And I was getting ready to go and look at major companies to see what they make because I've never made that before. I'm making hemp furniture salve right now with hemp stuff. I'm making hemp wax, but I've never made hot, what is it called? There's some kind of a stuff that we put in our hair for conditioner. And I was trying to look that up. And then we're looking at hot scrubs. And we've done. It's so bad to look at the products that are out there when I look at something that's like supposed to be the staple, like Vicks, and then you go look at them and say, well, are you looking at what you're putting in your products and how come you're passing regulation? Because I looked at products and some of this stuff that's horrible for our bodies. That tells you that FDA says we can't even have it in our body, but yet the product's on the shelf. So I'm really concerned. That's another problem I think we have is how can they get regulated and sell CBD, but we can't? How can all these other companies sell CBD? Yet I have to go through all these different things to go get it. But yet all of our local markets can sell it for the last 2-3 years. But yet I got to fight everybody to sell my product online. It doesn't make sense. So we're having struggles in all different ways on that. But anyways, that's how I see it.
It's the natural healing. I'm telling you that even with it's the same thing with hip hop. If you speak anything conscious about the mind, it's not going to even get no airplay. It seems like when it comes to something that's real in the world right now, it's like, I don't know. I think we're in a digital communism where it's like they're blocking us even online. Like if you say something off, like you'll get blocked. Shit'll block you. Like I can't even play certain stuff on here. I can't say certain stuff on here. It'll just shut down. I swear I had to apologize to YouTube the other day because I did something and it came right back up. So it was weird. Like they're really watching us at all times.
I didn't know that. That's crazy.
I said we're in a digital communism right now. You can't even see. I mean, you could talk next to your iPhone and all of a sudden I'll be like, man, I'll be talking about socks and then a sock commercial will come up on your phone. So it's getting really bad right now.
We just talked about socks the other day. I went to a company online and I had all this stuff prepped up, bean bags and everything. It was so funny. And I was going to go for it. And then I talked to my buddy. He's like, I had socks. And he shows me his socks that he had. And, it's just funny how we can all like talk about different things that can really be effective. Everyone wears socks, right? Anyways.
For real.
I do have another thing coming up too. We got Puff Puff Pass. It went gold through HDM Records. And Puff Puff Pass is a commercial you can look up on YouTube. And it's basically a pre-roll that we made with premium flower in California. It's 28 to 32%. Each batch we do is certified through the Matrix of California. And so we're going to launch those out. We have them being processed and manufactured right now in Long Beach with our buddy Tyrell. They're a dope-ass company. So anyways.
I just got big things coming, man. This is Jefro's Botanicals.com. Anyone wants to call in, the number's on the screen. Let me double check, make sure we're connected in case you guys want to call in, give the man some flowers.
Yeah, get that T-Dog on the line. He's always a hoot to talk to, man. That guy's he is pretty badass. It's pretty late over there in Michigan. I think it's like 11.
Yeah, like see, you got people all over the world. How did you get involved with the Kush stock people and like where we met at?
Well, Jessica did an interview with me at Kush Stock, and then she left, which is a really cool story. So I went and she asked to interview with me. So I sat with her, and she said it was one of the most amazing interviews she had. She wanted to bring me out to her place out in California. Well, then she called me up like a month later and said that she was over at Cannabis Talk 101 on iHeart. And so she put me on that platform now. So they're asking me to come on. And then I'm going to be on with this Mr. Buckley, which is another veteran deal. So I think that if we can really start pushing out this healing side, that's kind of how I got into meeting Kush Stock and getting into we got into their magazine because we won the award, of course.
Right.
But I don't know. It's been pretty fun. This has been a crazy road for what we have. Learning the products and keeping consistency has been something that's been a unique one for us. But as far as blazing out and smoking, what do you usually smoke on?
I'm on extracts right now. I haven't been even smoking a lot of flower. I smoke like extracts, take dabs.
What extracts you got?
It's a company called Sweet Life right now.
Right on.
Yeah, they're a pretty good local company around here.
I'm still on the stuff we got from Cali. We just did a big old, a small little. I've never been to Cookies before, so, and I've always been I bought their bag, the big black bag, and all that, but I've been smoking on Black Truffle from Sacramento.
Unknown caller.
Oh man, we got one coming in from Michigan.
That must be T-Dog.
Yeah. That is T-Dog, the artist. Let's get it in, y'all.
To send a voicemail, press 2.
Yo, T-Dog, you're on the air.
The artist extraordinaire. What up, T-Dog?
What up, man? Let me catch up with there we go.
This is all his art right here, guys. This is the guy that does the art, so.
Yeah, we got love for artists. My son, Jaron Draws, is an artist. He's 15 years old, and he's even engineering the show right now.
Oh, that's dope, man. Tell him thank you very much for for doing this. I really appreciate it.
Yeah,
T-Dog, what are you up to, man?
Yo, Big T-Dog.
What am I up to? I'm watching the show, bro.
He's going to watch us and stay on the line.
Well, that's cool. I'm wearing all your gear, brother. I got to send him out the hats because we have hats and all that stuff.
Hold on. Let me get rid of the YouTube so I can be straight up on the phone. Hold on.
I'm going to have to send you out the new poster I just put out with Spice One. He just signed them all. So you're the first caller. So I'll send you out a signed poster for you, my brother.
That's dope.
Love that.
Hello, Melinda McKnight.
So I was listening a little bit to what you're doing as well, my man. I love that you got hooked up with the medicine, because I'm telling you, everybody I get hooked up with Jefro is loving the stuff and wants more.
Yeah, I'm pretty much a lifetime purchaser now. You know, I try to stay away from being a buyer, but now I'm a buyer. Like, I'm on this for life. I was telling my wife, she rubbed me down with it all. It's gone, and I'm upset. I don't want to use Vicks because I know it's not natural, you know. And I felt so good after that. Even my knees felt. She rubbed my feet, and my knees felt better. I said, "What the hell's going on here?"
Maybe what you should do is you'll put on the Jefro and you could just smell the jar of Vicks if you want. I don't know.
Oh. Well, there you go. Here, let me give it to you. There you go. You got it?
Well, I don't want to interrupt the show. What I want to just tell everybody, this is the real deal. I'm glad I'm a part of it. It's part of what I think Jared feels the same way. Jeffro feels the same way. It's like working together, like-minded people for the community, for each other, for healing. It's all good.
And God is good, man, because he gave this man a brain and he gave him the hands to heal. My mom used to tell me when I was a kid, you know, the people that are doctors are doctors for a reason. They had blessed hands. They were supposed to be there to do those surgeries for people. So I believe the same for this man, you know, like, people are just meant to do something. Not everyone has to do music. You know, I'm a music person. Like, now I could be a part of his team. If he ever needs me to make a song for him, ever needs me to do a commercial, anything like that, needs me to wear his gear on stage, I'll do it just because of who this man is and what he did. You know, like my wife said, Jesus wanted all of his disciples to make sure their feet were oiled and because they were always walking and promoting Jesus all over the place. Like, you got to believe, even, you know, it don't matter what you believe in or what you don't believe in. It's just something real spiritual about healing somebody with the touch. You know,
it's valuable.
It's a good chance. Yeah. What was in that oil? Maybe there was some copper one. You never know.
You know, that you're dead serious. Like, you're probably right. They're hiding all the true secrets from us. And that's the problem.
Well, you know, and there's just truth in the telling. That's what I'm going to tell you. It's like, when Jared first came to me, you know, I said, you know, we met out in Arizona, and I said, well, I got to try, you know, obviously I got to try the product, and it just all clicked in. It was the friendship, it was the relationship, and then it was the rock solid reality of the product. So it all clicked.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Then it started getting to, I told him, like, you know, when you work with me and I work with you, we're a team. And, you know, so then, and we started working, collaborating. Then we did Canagars. He did the Canagars logo for us, and then the same deal. And now he's doing
now that's going to the next level. Yep.
Yeah, we're doing 5 strains. We got one called, what is it called? I think it's called.
What was it?
Santa Maria Colombian Gold is my number one that I'm waiting for. We have 200,000 pounds of hemp coming right now from Colombia, and it's all legal. It's all coming onto one farm, and I'm a part of that. I'm so excited. I've never.
Do you know what? That is very cool, because Colombia has gotten a bad rap over the years in the movies and everything like that as being, the epicenter of, the bad drug coming in from, and so it's time that, the Juan Valdez's, the Colombian coffees, and the good hemp growers get bringing the good stuff for the medicine. You know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah. I think that's true. I think that we have to think about growth, soil, and when we talk about depleted soil, we have issues right now. I get these things from my Uncle Mark. I call him Uncle Mark. My other cousin gets mad, but he's 74 and he's and I call him Uncle because I try out of respect, Jesus, because we have my dad's cousin, the lead singer of Grand Funk Railroad. He sends me these things all the time, and I read, and I get them every other day. And this last one he sent was talking about how much aluminum and what we have in our soil and what's happening with the air pollution in our soil, and it's the aluminum sulfite that's coming through the air. And I'm like, okay, so where do we grow then if we have such a soil issue and a crisis going on that people aren't really seeing? Because trees get infected with it too, because they're part of our ozone path.
Sure.
So I was really stuck on that. And I'm like, well, if we have Colombian hemp coming in, how cool is that we have something coming from them? Are we still being infiltrated by that soil deficiencies and stuff there too? And so it's like really thinking about what we're putting in your body. So how, again, like, why do we test our marijuana? Why do we test our flower? Why do we test cannabis? Why do we test the oil? So when you're doing your edibles and all your stuff, you're having something safe. You know what I mean? And if you want something safe, then you have to find the quality, and that's what we did. We went and found the best stuff we could. I've searched for it. I've got.
Do you think it'll get to a point? You think it'll get to the point where we can test our own stuff?
I think we should have home self-test kits, but we should be able to test it before we leave.
Yeah.
Because if we're having a problem with mold. Are you guys having a problem with mold at all there? Because we have it here.
Yes, the milky milk. Yeah, I don't like to talk about something I don't have a problem with right now. But yes, in the more humid states, yeah, obviously.
Yeah, especially for you guys if you have that, So, no, but compliancy is important, right? And following and getting tested, and that's what we did. Like on my last batch in California, we had to go and spend $400 or $500 to get a full panel test on the flower before you can put it into the matrix to go through the system.
Yeah.
So that's what we wanted. But also that proves to me we're giving good product out.
Right. And the people want to hear that, but I'll just say to whoever's listening is that, that's the one thing that I was always also interested in me in what you're doing is just the time, the focus, the time and effort you put towards this. And it's kind of like you could go into all the detail and people aren't going to, the layman's not going to understand you. And I'm just telling you, everybody, that this guy's done the homework. He's done the real work. And it's time for the public to experience this and just get the right money behind us. Not just because I own 1%. That's not why I'm promoting this, but because it's real good medicine and I want to get it out there.
Yeah. And what we do is we want to give back. And that's why we did that program, because we figure we give back to each other. And he's done it with others, and we have other people out here too that we work with, like Kyle, right? We got Kyle's out in Tucson, so and on his product. So we have a lot of different platforms.
The glass cleaner.
Yep.
He had to change his name to Bong Cleaner. Did you hear about that?
No, but that's okay.
He owned a Voodoo glass cleaner, but that's fine. It's still the product that it is, and we'll get it to where it needs to be. And that's about it. I don't mean to promote another product, but this is another good for the earth kind of stuff.
No, he's a good guy. He is. I met him, and then I didn't know that he worked with you at the same. And then he said, "You guys know each other. I'm going to introduce you to Kyle." I'm like, "We already know each other," and I didn't know that was T-Dog's art. So isn't that funny? And then he's already doing my art, and it's just really cool. So I'm excited.
The voodoo doctor is kind of like a cousin to the Jefro Kush. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's
from Arizona.
Yo, T-Dog, is your name Tyler?
No.
It's Todd.
Oh, okay. I know a lot of T-Dogs, man. I got a lot of T-Dogs in my circle, actually, and they're all named Tyler and
Well,
Tippy.
that's why it's T-Dog the artist. I'm not just T-Dog. I'm T-Dog the artist. I gotta. And it's no D-A-W-G. It's T to the D to the mother loving OG.
That's dope.
Yes, brother. That's right.
So
I love it. I
that's
love
what
it.
it is.
T-Dog, you are amazing, man.
I'm old enough. I'm old enough where I can call myself an OG.
Yeah, it's a privilege and an honor, especially in the community of Latinos and the young G's.
Yeah, go on his Instagram and check out his
hell
photos
yeah,
on his
man.
flower. He's got some beautiful flowers too, you know. So,
Oh, okay, that's right. Yeah, that's another important thing I want to touch on is that, you know, I mean, over the years you go through so much trying to find the right product, you know, even being like a smoker and stuff like that. It's like you try to find something that gives you strength that's going to make you feel good. Like you said, you don't have many people put the little testers now on the packaging like that, but you never know. You know, anyone could do that literally with the computer these days. How do you know really what's in your products? You know, like you don't, you just have to
like T-Dog said, self-test at home.
Well, self-test too, but it also comes down to, honestly, like it was back, well, I won't say back in the day. It's just something really more today as well is knowing your source. You know, here you have a relationship with someone, you have conversation with someone, and then you gain that trust here, listening to them and what they've gone through, and you know it's not just a pile of crap, and then you actually experience the product, and then that's what it is. I always tell the young people, you know, and it's harder and harder as it becomes this quote unquote whatever legal product commodity. I don't know what it's becoming, but it should, you know, the medicine side is being ignored, and we should applaud what Jefro Botanicals is doing, is keeping the medical side of what this medicine, not just the copper, but combining it with, in some regards, the cannabis, you know, that this is medicine and not just quote unquote recreational.
That's why I got to look for the strength. You know, I've been smoking ever since I was 12 years old. I haven't stopped since. So I have to get the strongest indicas when I smoke. Like I said, my pain is to the 10. I tell people like there is no below 10 for me. It's just full pain. So I need the strength in the creams like that. And this really worked, you guys. I'm not playing. Like I don't just get regular cats on my podcast like that. Every single episode is a super talented individual selling multiple records or running their own companies somehow, you know. And that's because I've been running my own. I've survived off my company and my clothing line for 10 years alone, you know. So I have full.
Not easy. Yeah.
Excellent.
I know what it takes, and I know your dedication. I seen it in your eyes, the way you sat me down and you rubbed my feet. Like I said, no one's ever done that for me before like that. Just my wife, you know, and that's a more intimate connection. I was kind of even iffy about it. I was kind of like, hesitant, but the way you just are like, nah, brother, I got you. You're like, I got you. And then you gave me the sample, and it's gone now. And I was looking, I was like, man, he's got the discount on the website.
I got you.
You did. You got me for life. And that's why I'm telling people that are tuned in right now, buy the man's product. He's got a discount on the creams right now. Go for it. You know what I mean? Just pull the trigger and rub it on whoever loves you.
My older brother who has had back surgery and a hip replacement, he was just I sent him some of the topical back cream, and they swear by it. So it's like,
yeah, I send him stuff too.
Oh yeah, it's very cool.
Yep, I send his brother's cream, and it's it's been really a blessing to have family. I mean, T-Dog and I.
Hey, Jefro, Kush, are you going to be?
That's right. We're on this ride together, man. We're riding this wave together.
Yes, sir.
Almost definitely. Are you going to be at the Oklahoma show?
I'm not sure.
You know what?
What do you think, T-Dog?
going to let you guys go. You know what? I'm going to let you guys finish this up. I'm going to be in touch. I'm going to start following your show, bro. What's the name of the show here?
It's the West Coast Reactive Podcast. I would love for you to subscribe, share with your friends. Everything
Absolutely.
is a major blessing.
Hey, T-Dog, I love you, brother. Thank you very much.
Your music too.
Yeah, I would love to
All right,
I would love to showcase some of your art soon, my dog.
Educate, elevate, celebrate.
Medicate.
Peace out, guys.
Hey,
Peace
all right,
out,
man.
brother.
Yeah, we got to get him on here and showcase his art, most definitely.
Well, he has one called The Strains. It's like it has all of his strains he did, and that's what poster he signed for me. And maybe he'll bring you one out and sign it, and you put it in your studio. But he's done MedMen and so like Voodoo Glass Cleaners and so many different. He's got a bunch of vets companies that he's done, as well as just normal. Whatever. Go check his site out. It's pretty good. His art is phenomenal. And he needs the love too, because he's an old hippie, man, that just loves what he does. He's like, I just love what I do, and that's what I love. That's why I wanted him to be like, let's go, because that's the people you want that inspire upon each other instead of inspiring upon one person to take the reins. We take it together, and that's how I have to do this. I watched when the show that showed, and I know I'm getting into too much, but when someone else took the cross from Jesus and took it for him. And I don't read the Bible, but when I saw that, I was like, there is heart and soul out here in our world still. There's people ready to take the reins from you too and help you out. I think you just have to let people come in a little bit and stop putting up your wall so high and let people see that you're a shining light and we got to shine together. That's the most important thing I could say is believe in yourself and have the shining lights around you so you can all shine as one. The Jefro symbol in the sky.
Hey, man, you're a great person, dude. You are an angel to the hemp and cannabis community. Like, for real, for real. Like, those are words of encouragement. We need more mentors. Which one? Yeah, I got a big weed leaf on my arm. You can't see it because the green screen, and inside it says One Love. So, that's what I believe in.
Look at.
Oh, he's got One Love on his damn lanyard, babe.
One Love.
Yeah.
Isn't that dope?
I'm telling you, I live by that. It's in my skin. And what you said right now is true leadership. Those are qualities we need in more companies. And like I said, more companies would thrive and be greater. They wouldn't have people coming and going. Their A&R department have less paperwork in their filing department. My wife does paperwork. She's a paralegal. One of the smartest, intelligent people on this earth with paperwork, very fierce. I've seen her make companies take stuff down and re-put new stuff up. I'm not going to name names, but she does it, and big names too. She gets refunds on money. She does claims. Anything you need, she could do it for you. So just let me know. I mean, she just to take a headache off of your head one day, just holler at me, man. Like I said, I'd love to ride.
Yeah, we'll do that in the back end. That's cool.
Yeah, and I'd love to ride with you. Any events you got coming up, let me know. I got music. I could do it. I could entertain people.
Well, we'll definitely keep everything on the up because, again, collaboration is the determination because that's where it gets us all going in the same direction. And if we keep on going our own way and thinking that it's a lonely ride, it is. It's a very lonely ride. And I think that that's the wrong way to go. I mean, I work with a band of brothers, and I went into the Marine Corps because I was trying to be that brother, trying to save my brother, and the pain of trying to save. He left me for a while, and I'm like, well, where'd my brother go? He couldn't handle getting beat anymore. So then I got to take all the pain now for a while. Then brother comes back, maybe. At some point, you want to give up, but then here you are at 49 years old looking back at that. Now you can look at that and say, thank you very much for making me who I am today. And instead of being so pissed off at that guy and how cruel he is as a man and the things he did, take a different look at that and say, the inspiration that he gave you to drive on to who you become is every single person that put you down, that said you couldn't be anything, and all those that gave you the support that kept you where you are today. And then you help those guys strive now and look at those others and laugh. Smile with them because they'll still be in the same spot. The ones that keep on trying to crawl up are going to keep on crawling because they don't know how to get out. And those who know how to get out know how to crawl the hole and shine the right lights, man. I'm telling you, it's all about the bright light and being beautiful and loving everybody. It's only going to change if you make the change. That's it. So yeah. We all have that for sure. So.
Man, I appreciate you for getting on the platform with me tonight and sharing your story and shedding light on the creation that you've given the world, man. The flowers are endless. I feel like you're my new brother, man. You've already touched my damn feet. You're touching tons of veterans is who I feel like have been left in the dark. You know what I mean? Like they did a service for a country and now they're just left alone. No one's helping them. My grandfather has a little tiny tombstone, like he was a veteran as well, so.
It doesn't have to be that way, man.
No, I know, but he had tons of pain and stuff like that I wish I could have got him some of your cream, like just to help him and help out your cause, just because of what it is.
Well, if you can help one veteran and one family, I always, when I first started out, that was my slogan was whole family health. And I started that thinking that whole family health is so valuable because if I know that one person's hurting, again, take yourself as an example. You were hurting and you needed to be relieved of pain. So you probably had the best sex ever that night when you got home. I'm just kidding.
For reals though. Hey, you're not even lying. Like this stuff. I tell you, I get that hip.
You could have went home bitching, right? You could have went home like, I'm in pain, baby. I'm sorry. I'm going to bed. Leave me alone. I'm out, man. I had to get drunk because I couldn't handle it no more. Man, you were up in there. I'm talking about shit. But that's the healing spirit. And again, the point is, now the real point behind that is the truth behind that. Is because if you're in pain when you go home, you're going to put your pain on everyone else. So now your wife's going to be upset. Your son's going to be upset. He's not going to want to edit your movie tonight and all that stuff because you're a dick and he's going to tell you to kiss his butt. And so then all of a sudden, because you're in pain, but when you're not in pain, you're the happiest guy in the world. And all of a sudden, you and your wife are happy. Your son are going to get ice cream and shit. Now he's editing for you and your life is straight. That's the difference between pain and whole family health and no pain and whole family health. You can change one person. You can change your whole family. You know what I mean? And not everything can be changed with every family. Okay. But it's important. You know what I mean? So I'm glad you do push-ups, T-Dog, you old fart. Jesus H. Christ. Do you do pull-ups too? I bet you fart dust every time you do a pull-up, don't you? Every pull-up, dust spot. He's old, man. He's like 80 something. But anyway.
That's hella good.
He's not 80.
All right, my brother. Any last shout-outs you want to give tonight?
Well, my buddy Freeze TV, for being my brother and my support. My girlfriend Chantal for supporting me and me supporting her and showing that we can guide each other. And my two boys, Cameron and Keaton, they've both been beautiful souls for me to have today and to be blessed to be I'm here and I'm shining and I'm shining with those around and those that support me. T-Dog, for believing in me and the product and what we do and giving me his love, which you can see. So yeah, that's pretty much it. And you guys, thank you very much for putting us on and giving us a chance to shine what is Copper One and what is CBD and how can we help you. So let's go help each other.
Yes, man, and congratulations on all your success and just keep shining. That's all I ask from you is keep shining because you are a light on earth. Like you said, when you used that word star seed, I knew you were a different individual because I believe I'm the same way. I don't know how we came across each other, but I'm going to help any way possible. And I'm going to keep supporting you.
Thank you very much. And don't forget, you keep on saying your wife rubs you all down. That's all good. But if she's going to give you a proper, don't forget to go on the back of the neck right here. I told you about that. You got to get the back of the neck left and right side. That's the start. You got to go to the core of your pain to start down. So before I go, I want to give you one last lesson, and we'll talk more.
Oh, most definitely. We'll have a part 2 when it starts getting more better and better. We're going to stick to you, man. We're going to tap in.
Well, you tap in anytime, man. It's been a blessing. Thank you so much.
All right, y'all. JefroBotanicals.com. Go purchase something and really get it for yourself. Copper on the rise. Thank you, my brother.
Thank you very much, brother. I appreciate you.
Have a good night.
All right. Peace.